The fool, having won victory over his enemies, is arrogant, powerful, and wanting vengeance. He is full of a passion he finds himself unable or unwilling to control. On one of his stalking trips around the perimeter of his land, he comes across a maiden struggling with a lion. Running to help, he arrives just in time to see her gently but firmly shut the lion's mouth. Amazed, the fool asks her, "How did you do that?" With one hand on the mane, she jumps upon the lion's back and rides him round. The lion, once so wild and fierce, is completely at her command. "I asked the lion, and he did as I asked," she answers. The maiden gazes at the fool with full intent, and the fool notices her eyes, her warmth, her gentleness. He feels a heart so great that its generosity seems as infinite as its willingness to understand. And that is when the fool understands about the desire and need to connect to a higher energy. Yet there is still one thing that confuses the fool. Why would a fair maiden want to keep company with a beast? Because he too is filled with a wonderful energy, the maiden says. It is wild and fierce, but it can be tamed like a fire in the hearth. So too are passions. Let them run wild and they will do damage. But we can, with gentle fortitude, check and direct these passions. In doing so, we can get so much more out of them. His rage quieted, the enlightened fool walks away, knowing that it wasn't only the lion that was tamed this day by pure innocent strength. After a long and busy lifetime of building, creating, loving, hating, fighting, compromising, failing, succeeding, the fool feels exhausted and in need of a retreat and some alone time. Packing all he needs to live on under his warm protecting cloak, he takes himself off into the woods. By day he reads, rests and thinks in a cabin. By night, though, he is restless and wanders looking for the things he has missed on his journey so far. At night he sees the animals and insects, flowers and plants that only come out at night. The lantern he carries illuminates secret corners of the world, and he feels that he is also illuminating hidden areas of his mind. The wise one is like the lantern he carries, illuminated from within by all he is, capable of penetrating the darkness. He can be available to others to help them on their way. The fool feels ready to return to the sunlight. It is a time for change, so he sets out carrying his rod. As he walks, he notices the opposites in life. The farmer encouraging life by helping the wheat grow strong in the field. The huntsman on his ride out bringing death. Night and day, earth and sky, all things seem cyclical. As time goes by, he notices that things seem to happen to him, good things. Wandering by a stream, a woman offers him a drink and then urges him to keep the cauldron. He wanders into a castle and stops to see a young man swing a sword. When he expresses admiration for the weapon, the young man insists he takes it. And then he comes to a rich merchant sitting waiting in his wagon. The merchant hands him a bag of money, saying, "I decided to give this to the 10th person I saw, and you are the 10th. So surprised, the fool feels as if everything good he ever did in his life is being paid back to him thrice over. All luck this day is his.